So, hey guys, long time no see. You know what that means? It's a story time. I know I haven't done these in a while. This is actually a more positive story time in the long run, and I'm gonna explain it because most of my story times pretty negative on shit that like bad shit that happened to me. And I also didn't write notes down for this one, which I probably should have because I tend to do that for my other ones. But since this one's a more fun one, I just thought I would do some stuffs for it. So, okay, as you can tell from the title of this video, I didn't go to my senior prom. Now, I'm noticing this is becoming a lot more popular nowadays. My brother just went to his, but like my best friend never went to any of her school dances. A couple of my other friends who are still in high school, which I know might sound weird, but whatever. They haven't gone to their school dances. A lot of my brother's friends didn't go to school dances, that kind of thing. But when I was in high school, which doesn't seem like that long ago, but it's getting up there. Prom was this big thing. I remember as a high schooler, I mean, hell, it's still kind of a big thing. We got movies and parodies, and there's like that whole meme running around where it's like, and the prom is tomorrow, or fucking whatever. And so it was a big deal. And so I'm going to explain that I did in fact go to a prom. Cody and I did go. We went to my junior prom, his senior prom. But the title isn't, I didn't go to prom. It's I didn't go to my senior prom. So this is why. So we went to our prom, and oh my god, okay, that is a horror story in its own. So I guess I wasn't completely truthful there. But so my junior prom, it was our first prom, not the first dance. Cody and I had already been dating at that time. We'd been dating for 3 years, and this was Cody's senior prom, and he was graduating, and he really wanted to go. And again, I really wanted to go. Everyone always hyped up prom, and na. But there was this weird little nagging voice in the back of my head because almost all of my school dances sucked. They really sucked. I've talked to a lot of people, a lot of their school dances suck too. So it might just be a California thing. I don't know. Maybe everyone's school dances suck. But so, I was like hoping it wasn't gonna suck and it was gonna be okay. Oh no, it was terrible. The whole night was terrible. So first of all, it was put in a really, really bougie part of LA, and I don't know why. I still to this day don't know why. Because they made it like they hyped it up as such a big deal that we were going to this like really fancy hotel. It was not a fucking fancy hotel. The parking was like 3 blocks, like the actual prom parking was 3 blocks away from the hotel because we weren't allowed to park at the hotel because the hotel was still a hotel. So even though we had the rented out rooms, people were still staying at this fucking hotel. So you have a bunch of high schoolers, and a lot of them without fucking chaperones, parking, blocks away in the bougie part of LA. And I say this because there were homeless people living in the parking lot that we parked my parents' car in, and we felt very unsafe. I am very lucky that we borrowed my parents' van, so at least when we walked to the place, we weren't fucking alone. But we saw couples who were like looking at each other all nervous. Girls were like clutching their bags. It was not a good part of LA. And we were wondering like, why the fuck? It's in this bougie part of LA. And so anyway, then we go to the hotel, and oh my god, there's like party bus over party bus of stupid kids doing stupid shit. Like, it's high school, and then kids would like come in with like beer cans kicking out of the cars, and the teacher would just look at them and be like, the teacher, because we had teachers and stuff, be the chaperones. We're just looking at the kids like, fucking really? And we always hear the stupid drunk people and the high people being like, why can't I go into my prom? And they would be like, because you're doing drugs, we're calling the police, or your parents, or both. And so we go into the prom, and there's like this weird little like shitty snack table. And I say shitty because it had just crackers and stale cookies. When, again, our school hyped it up like, we're gonna have all this food and this drink, and I will say they had a kind of cool seating area, but you don't want to sit somewhere at fucking prom. And they had casino tables, but those were really awkward for me because I'm very short. So, and the tables were like really fucking high, so I couldn't even enjoy the fucking casino tables. So we had those, and so, but Cody and I wanted to dance. We were super happy about this. All the movies had it. We got there when prom started to when it ended because we did not want to miss a slow dance. Cody and I had never had a slow dance. We still never have it now that I think about it, which, can hint to another thing that happened at the end of this video, or at the end of this little mini story time. And so we go there, we're dancing, whatever. everyone is like pretty much dry humping each other on the dance floor that isn't like my group of nerd friends. And I kid you not, there were some girls there, and as an adult now, I think back and I don't know how the fuck their parents let them like out of the house like that. There was this girl, and she wore a like it was like 3 straps of duct tape. It covered her boobs, her belly button, and her crotch, and that was it. And she wore like super high hooker heels, and I can already see the comments now. Oh, slut shit. Yeah. I knew this girl personally. She was in my class, and I knew for a fact she wasn't 18. So her parents had to buy that outfit and be okay with their kid leaving the house like that. I am all for dressing like you want to dress when you're an adult, not when you're a fucking kid. And I felt like that back then too. So whatever, she was one of the people also in the hump pile there. And I've talked about it in streams how Cody and I are like also 90% sure that a guy actually freaking came on the dance floor. But that's a whole nother thing. I can already feel this video getting so demonetized, but whatever. It was gross. It was hot. Like, you think we would, again, and my school made us pay a lot of money for this, so we shelled out so much money, and I think back, and I feel so bad on my parents for this, because, I had to get a dress, because I didn't have a dress. We had to go, there was fee to go to the prom, and it wasn't fucking cheap. If I remember correctly, I think it was almost $100 for both Cody and I to go together. I think it might have actually been more. I'm not sure, but I know it was around $100 just to go to the stupid thing. We had to pay for parking in the place because they didn't supply parking, and because it was at a hotel in the middle of LA, parents were not allowed to drop their kids off. It was like you rent a party bus or you park. There were no, so we had to pay for fucking parking. We had to go out to dinner. Okay, well, I guess fine. I guess we didn't have to go out to dinner, but we did anyway. No, wait. No, that was a homecoming. Okay, I'm wrong. We didn't go out to dinner for prom. I remember because we had dinner at my friend's house, but my friend's mom made us still pay, which was kind of weird, but whatever. We had a decent dinner. That happened. But yeah, no, homecoming is when we went out to dinner. My bad. But everything else happened for this, because homecoming was at school. They like violently searched us when we went in. And I mean like violently, like they had all the girls go, and a female proctor person had to like pat us down, and this chick full on patted my tits, my ass, and my crotch, and we were like, because like you couldn't have phones, you couldn't have all this weird shit, you were only allowed like your car keys and a purse and like some makeup, but if you had makeup you had to open everything else because we were in a shitty part of LA. Because I asked him, I'm like, you're not usually this grabby at homecoming and stuff, and she's like, oh well, it's LA, we don't know what people snuck in. And I'm sitting here like, oh, this is great, and getting violated by a proctor and whatever, it's just fine. It's normal, I guess. And so that all happened. We go to the dance. First of all, they play only rap music and like some remixes, which were what people were like having sex to and stuff. But we sat through the entire prom, start to finish. They did not play a single slow song at Cody's senior, my junior prom. They did not play a single slow song the entire night because we kept suggesting it because the DJ's like, oh, suggest stuff. So we would suggest stuff, and he's like, no one's going to dance to that. I'm not going to put those. And we were like, okay. And we'd like suggest like some music we kind of liked, at least dancing music, not just rap music. And to a lot of people who don't believe, I'm actually fine with rap. I like good rap. I hate shitty rap, okay? And people who know rap know exactly what I'm fucking talking about. And so it was the shitty rap. And it like wasn't edited either, so they had all the curse words in it. So we were like, okay, let's play some more music. And they're like, oh, I can't play, that's too sexual. And we're like, people are literally having sex on the dance floor and okay, that's fine. Whatever. And so Cody and I, moral of that story, which is fucking 10 minutes of this, Cody and I had more fun at his junior, my junior, his senior prom, sitting on the ground, waiting to get a caricature done. I shit you not. That's why I even have like a really old picture of me and Cody on DA of us just literally sitting on the fucking ground that a friend of mine took, because we were having more fun sitting on the ground. And oh my god, we were so mad. We had wasted like so much of our parents' money going to this thing. It was a terrible night. And then when we got to our car, okay, there were homeless people all around. And we actually saw people getting mugged. I know, because Cody had to help them. And yeah, that was the moral of my junior prom. So skip to senior year, which is the whole point of this fucking video that I've been rambling on for 10 minutes. Is that I told Cody, I don't want to go to my senior prom. I don't want to go to my senior prom. Junior prom was ass. We wasted all of our parents' money because we didn't have jobs at the fucking time. Besides, like, my babysitting jobs, which doesn't count. I did not want to go to prom. So we went to our parents, both of our parents, sets of our parents, and we asked, instead of going to our senior prom, can we please go to Disneyland? And my parents and his parents were like, sure. So we went to Disneyland, and we had a great time. We spent the whole day at Disneyland. We got on, I think, almost all the rides. We got great food. We had a great time. It was very romantic, very sweet. Great way to end my senior prom. So now we're going to get to the part that was story time. Because, again, I missed my senior prom. So I had a lot of shitty friends in high school that I did not realize were shitty until it was kind of too late. So my friends were so mad that I did not go to prom. Because I told them, because my friend had this, like, one of my friends had this big thing to be like, we're going to rent a limo this year because it'll be great. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not going. And my little group of friends kept trying to convince me to go to prom, because that's what you do. You go to your senior prom. And I kept saying, my last prom was terrible. I don't want to waste the money. I would rather have a good night with Cody anyway. And I have a bad feeling it's going to be terrible because the last one was terrible. And every school dance since was terrible. They were all terrible. So, again, go to school, and my friends are pissed at me. They are pissed at me. And I wasn't, like, throwing it in their face, because they asked. They were like, how's this? And I'm like, oh, we had a great time. We got souvenirs. And they were apparently pissed that I had a great time because their prom was miserable, which is the point of this video, which I'm going to get into now. So apparently at prom, so there was the limo that my friend wanted to make everyone rent out. And they decided, which is really funny, because they came from really, really rich parents, but their parents were super cheapskates. So they were kind of that way too. Don't really blame them, you know, they were still a good person, whatever. But so they were like, okay, if we all pitch in this much money, we can get a small limo and cram everybody in. And now, a lot of people don't know this, I'm claustrophobic. And when I was hearing this, and I knew this friend, I'm like, these people, we're going to be cramped in this limo. If it's going to be in LA again, that's going to be at least an hour or so drive. Probably more, because it's a fucking limo and it's LA. And it just didn't sound like it was worth it. And so there was that. They were going to go out to this, like, really fancy restaurant. They had a really stupid rule where they were like, okay, everyone has to buy a new dress. Like, if you were a girl, you had to buy a new dress, and a guy had to wear a suit, or they wouldn't let you in the limo, even if you paid. I remember, because this was the drama that they told me about afterwards. And this is so fucking high school. So they told me how, like, so-and-so didn't have a full tux or a suit. He only had dress pants and a button-up shirt. And they would not let him in the limo that he paid for with his parents' money. So his parents had to drive him to prom because he wasn't going to go in the limo that he paid for. And they weren't going to give the parent the money back because they were like, well, we used the money to get the limo, so we don't have the money anymore. So that was a whole nother thing. Like I said, a lot of my friends, I'm not going to say all, but a lot of my friends from high school were terrible. So that happened. A person got sick on the limo and nearly vomited all over someone's, like, $900 dress because they kept telling us that they made their parents buy them a $900 dress. Again, I don't know why that was important. Even to this day, I don't know why it's important. Back then, I didn't either. But they're like, my parents spent $900 on this dress, and if they puke on it, they're going to owe me this dress. And it's like, well, why'd you get a $900 dress? Whatever. So, yeah, that happened. The friend of mine who rented the limo asked a friend out who... It was a situation with that friend where they really, really, really liked the person they asked out, and the person liked him as just a friend. And he constantly told them that he liked him as just a friend. But they didn't care, so then they were telling me, like, so-and-so didn't even dance with me at all throughout the entire night because, you know, whatever, they weren't into me, so they were hanging out with the person they had a crush on, and I'm sitting here like, this sounds terrible. I had one of my friends was super petty and was making fun of how another friend didn't have a super expensive dress. They got a new dress, but they had like a shawl, because I remember this friend of mine was a lot like me at the time, where they had some kind of self-confidence, body issues thing. So she had this like really cute shawl. I saw the picture and it was cute. It was cute. I mean, yeah, it wasn't like overly expensive, but it was cute. Whatever. It's your fucking senior prom. It's public high school. It doesn't fucking matter. And they were like belittling her because she had a cheap shawl and her dress wasn't like super expensive, even though she had a great time. And they were pissed off that her date was a friend and not like a romantic date. Like, it didn't have to be a guy, but it wasn't like a person you liked. And I'm sitting here like, why does that matter? Because another friend brought a dude who was their friend, who wasn't the one who wasn't into the chick. I know it sounds complicated, but there was a lot of people in this party, and I don't want to like fake name people. And so they were like, oh, well, that was fine if that person does it, whatever. But if this person did that, they brought their female friend who we weren't really friends with, and that was that. And I'm like, I'm sitting back and I'm recording this and I'm realizing, holy fuck, my friends were petty. Oh God, was I petty? I hope I wasn't that petty in high school. I don't know. I was very childish in high school, and I didn't speak my mind like I do now. So maybe I was and I just didn't realize it. But oh my God, they were like telling me just how terrible this prom was. Oh, at the restaurant they were at, this is the best part. The restaurant they were at, apparently like a lot of people went to that restaurant. So they had a pre-made like prom meal thing. And if any of you guys have ever done like a Valentine's Day pre-meal thing, they're usually really shitty food because they know a lot of people are going to order it. So it's not like normal menu stuff. So they're like, the restaurant was terrible. Parking was terrible. It was in a shitty part of LA again. And there were a lot of homeless people around. So we were worried about getting mugged. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's probably going to happen. They were bitching about the music. They were bitching about the people being drunk and high all the time, people having sex on the dance floor. And it sounded like verbatim exactly what happened when I had my senior prom. And I remember just sitting here listening to these horror stories, like from everybody. Everybody was telling me these things, because like they, like a lot of them weren't, like, I wouldn't say weren't friends anymore, but for a good chunk of the year didn't talk to each other after this. And it was just this whole ordeal about prom. And I'm sitting here like, it wasn't I guess this was, me showing myself back then. I remember like, and you wanted me to be a part of this? Like, I asked him, like, why did you want, I told you it was going to be terrible. I had a feeling it was going to be terrible. It seems I was right. And they were all pissed that I had a good time at Disneyland with Cody over wasting my time and wasting my parents' money going to a prom and having a shitty time. And so, moral of this story time, I don't usually do these, but whatever, is if you got a bad feeling about something and you're not going to regret going, then don't go. Don't do it. See, because that was kind of me, honestly, with my junior prom, was that I had a bad feeling, but I still wanted to go. I wanted to at least experience a prom. You know what I mean? And I feel like, yeah, everyone in a way should, but again, if you're not going to regret it, if you're getting a bad vibe from it, if your friends have told you horror stories like I've told you now, maybe don't go and just spend that money elsewhere with your friends. Because, yeah, it's just... follow your intuition, man. And again, as long as you won't regret it, I still say if there's a tiny part of you that it's like, well, I kind of still want to at least say I tried, because that was me. I want to say, at least I did my junior prom. At least I went to prom. I went to a high school prom. It was a terrible experience. I'm not doing it again. And I learned from that, and that's something I've kind of kept with me ever since, is whenever stuff like that's happened, because that was actually a big moment for me, because it was one of the first moments that I did not cave under peer pressure. A lot of people might seem it's weird, with how I am now and how I talk and how I just am. But back in the day, back when I was in high school and middle school, I had such low self-esteem in myself. I wanted friends so bad, and I had a large group of friends in high school. And again, now thinking back, making this video and just thinking back, they weren't really my friends, because I am in contact with, while I was during school, because I have a couple of friends I made after high school, but I keep in contact with literally 2 people when I remember I had a group of like 30 or 40 friends back in high school, just because of how little we had in common and how much we, like, once I stopped caving in, because I had a lot of friends say like a lot of fucked up shit to me besides the stuff that happened here, and I kind of just took it because I still had friends with them, because I was like, I have friends now, people like me. And now I'm an adult and I'm like, I don't care. If you hurt my feelings, I'm going to tell you hurt my fucking feelings. Because it takes a lot to hurt my feelings. That's why, I tell them. And if you don't care and you did it on purpose, then we don't need to be friends. And this is what happened, because I remember it was a big moment for me because they all tried to get me to cave. I remember, like I said, besides the limo thing, I told them the entirety of that year I wasn't going to prom. And constantly, I had different friends from that group be like, well, you're gonna regret it. You're gonna regret it. You're gonna regret it. You should go. It's your senior prom. Go. Come on. Cody would want to go. No. And to this day, I still do not regret it. I do not regret it. I'm happy I stood my ground and I said no when I wanted to say no. And I had a great experience at Disneyland. And I have a funny story to tell you guys about it because I had a good time. Apparently, me not being there caused everyone to have a shitty time, even though we had a shitty time the year before. So I feel like I've rambled enough. I hope you guys enjoy my little story time. Michi rambles. I'll do more of these, like I always say. And as always, guys, I will see you next time. Bye!